Ladies and gentlemen, today is a big day. I already put out one video discussing how the Ghost from Call of Duty Ghosts may be involved in the Modern Warfare 3 story. And on top of that, we also just got a massive blog post that goes over everything you need to know about the launch of Modern Warfare 3. And we're going to be going through that, discussing everything you need to know in every single situation, whether it's preloading the game, weekly challenges, leveling, and everything in between. We are going to go over it all. So without further ado, let's dive into that blog post. All right, so here it is, everything you need to know for launch. We have Makarov here, we have a zombie here, and of course we have Captain Price in the middle. Basically, the introduction here is just talking about everything that they have announced so far, and then we dive into campaign. Now, these essentially go over the various different blog posts that they've had in the past. The first one that they have is speaking about the open combat missions within the campaign. These are kind of mini open world campaigns where you can kind of decide how you go about them, but it pushed forward the narrative of the game. The second thing we have is, of course, multiplayer. This specifically talks about the 16 core maps: Afghan, Derail, Estate, Favela, Karachi, High Rise, Quarry, Rundown, Rust, Scrapyard, Skid Row, Subbase, Terminal, Underpass, and finally Wasteland, all being there at launch. We also have the aftermarket parts blog. This is the one that talks about the aftermarket parts. Once you hit the top level of a weapon, you can unlock the aftermarket parts, some of which will be unlocked via weekly challenges, which will be very interesting to see post-launch. After this, we have zombies. As far as zombies go, this is a crossover between DMZ, Outbreak, and zombies. It is not round-based. It's an extraction PvE shooter. Keep that in mind. Don't get your expectations to where you think zombies is going to be something along the lines of normal traditional zombies. Now, from the beta to launch, essentially they don't go into too much depth as to what they are changing since the beta. However, they post an official patch notes webpage, which if you go to it, this is what they have here, but they state within it that the first one that we are going to get is scheduled for November the 10th. So that is going to be our day one update. And of course, once that comes out, we will dive into that. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel and turn notifications on. Now, this is where we get into the preload. I talked about this yesterday. I had to make a video from my car. If you want to check it out, go into that. I go much more in depth than we are going to today. But for the preload for campaign, that starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific times on all platforms. However, you can do it now within Battle.net. Campaign early access goes live on November the 2nd at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Preload timing for everything else. So this is multiplayer, this is zombies, this is the entire game. It goes live November the 8th, various times on all platforms, but November the 8th at some point you can preload the entire game. Now, the full launch of the game, this is where things get a little bit more confusing, but essentially what you need to know, if you're playing on PC, it is going to come out on November the 10th, first thing in the morning at midnight. So November the 9th into November the 10th, set in Eastern Standard Time. That just happens to be my time zone. This is only if you are on PC. So that is on PC, but if you're on console, it's a little bit different. And they put out this very confusing thing, but just to make it simple, if you're on console, it essentially goes live at midnight on the 10th or the 9th into the 10th in your time zone. So if you're in New Zealand, you can play the game before everyone else because it is the first place to hit midnight on that day, essentially. That is what you need to know on console. This is where things get interesting. This is where we get into stuff that we don't necessarily know about. So the preseason starts on November the 10th to early December. They did not give us a date when season 1 starts, but let's just say it's a month long. In this, they say you can rank up your player, your military ranks from 1 to 55 and unlock all base multiplayer and zombie loadout items. So those are your weapons, those are your perks, those are your equipment. Everything like that is 1 through 55. They don't state in here that the levels go any higher than 55 in the preseason. So that should be relatively easy to hit. The other thing that you can do in the preseason is level up all of your weapons. Level up each Modern Warfare 3 primary and secondary weapons, unlocking all the attachments as well as the Modern Warfare 2 weapons that you haven't yet finished. On top of this, we also have challenges. This screen looks amazing. This is something I have wanted to see in Call of Duty, playing this simple for a while. I know it was kind of in Modern Warfare 2, but there's a couple things I wanted to point out in here. We have weekly challenges. They are scheduled for week 1. So we might be able to see our weekly challenges in advance, which is really, really cool. It appears as though we have 14 weekly challenges, 9 daily challenges. We have our armory unlocks, our weapons, our operator challenges. That's cool. I don't know how that's going to work yet, but if it works like previous games and you can unlock skins for your operators through operator challenges, I really hope that's the case. Then we also have calling cards, but I'm excited for the operator thing. I just don't want to jinx it. They also state here that you are able to rank up your Season 6 Battle Pass in the preseason. So if you haven't fully leveled that up, you do get a chance to do so. Now, diving back into the campaign, there are some campaign rewards. As far as what these are, I believe that the way that these work is you unlock all of these for going through each individual campaign mission. So the big things that we have here is a classified blueprint, a toxic drip calling card, the Rhapsody calling card, the Gilly guy, which I'm really wondering if we get to play the all gillied up mission. We'll have to wait and see. And then the Breather calling card as well as 4 different operators, including Doc, Jabber, Pathfinder, and Corso. There are also some other things that you unlock as well as like double player XP, weapon XP, things along those lines that you unlock on top of those other big things that we talked about. So then the final thing that they have here is a list of all of the blog posts that are going to be coming out before the launch of the game. So the one we are looking at here is the preseason preparation blog post. Then we have the multiplayer one, which also came out. We're going to dive into that today. We have loadouts, which is coming soon, upping your arsenal, primary and secondary weapons, going over all of that, balancing things along those lines. I believe that one's going to come out at launch. Cosmetic customization, weapon camos, everything like that. That one is coming soon as well. That'll be a big one. And then finally, we have the zombies launch content and overview for that one. Now, the next thing that we have is multiplayer here. Now, all in all, most of what we have here is things we've already talked about. It goes over our various different game modes: team deathmatch, domination, search and destroy. Cutthroat was up at the beginning, the 3v3v3, kill confirmed, free for all, hard point, control, war, which that one's cool. That's the one where you have to progress through the various objectives. We haven't seen that one yet. We had it in previous Sledgehammer games, but not in this one. So I'm excited to see what that's all about. Gun game, that one's going to be coming as well. Then we have our 32v32 modes, which of course we have war and invasion. So that's the one that came out with Modern Warfare 2 with bots. That one is coming back as well. So more intel that they have, things that you didn't know about. We have hardcore coming at launch, and we also have a firing range. So that's just like we have in Modern Warfare 2 currently. We also have private matches, training, and benchmark. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I guess you can try things out is kind of what they're saying. Then we, of course, have our launch maps. This one we already talked about. I'm not going to go through that, except for the new map. So this one is called 11 Resort. This is a ground war map. This is obviously, we haven't seen this one yet, but it goes along with Orlov Military Base and the Popov Tower. Those two were both in the beta. And then we have Operation Spearhead. This is our war mode. This one says, at launch, the first location within Operation Spearhead is a large-scale Urzikstan map inside a linear corridor within the Orlov Military Base and Kadurin Silo. I'm assuming that is going to be another future ground war map. Clear anti-aircraft defense so armored vehicles can be airdropped, staying close to the armor to break through to the launch site and set up missile overrides in this thrilling 6v6 battle. I thought war was going to be more than 6v6, but I guess it's 6v6. They are also, this is something that we didn't know, they are carrying forward 4 6v6 maps from Modern Warfare 2. They include Farm 18, Mercado, and Shoot House. Am I missing something? Because it says 4 maps here and they only list 3. So then the cool thing is after this, we have all our operators. It shows us what all of the operators are going to look like, and there are a lot of them. It says, expect 25 additional Modern Warfare 3 operators, 13 spec crew, and 12 core tac to bolster the operator pool, allowing you to select from a total of 90 different operators across Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. Some operators are instantly accessible. Locked operators can be unlocked via in-game challenges or purchased in-store. Any Modern Warfare 2 operators you have acquired will be carried over and can be used in Modern Warfare 3. We have talked about that on the channel before. But here are the new operators. So we have Priced, Ghost, Blueprint, Rocket, Byline, Scorch, Ripper, Pathfinder, Riptide, BBQ, Gabber, and Jet. When you have a look at this, there are a lot of main characters: Soap McTavish, Gaz, Farah, Alex, and more who are not there at launch, which means they might die in the campaign or they might return in future seasons. So just keep that in mind. Then on, I guess you can say the bad guy side, we have Warden, Makarov, Blaze, Thirst, Alpine, Enigma, Bantam, I almost said Batman, Doc, Raptor, and Corso, and finally Swagger. So that is it. Everything you need to know for launch. We've got all our operators, all our maps, all our modes. We have even more information about the preseason, how all of that is going to work. and it is coming right around the corner. We have the campaign coming on Thursday. We have multiplayer coming the following week. So stay tuned. I'm going to be streaming the campaign here on YouTube on the 2nd as soon as it goes live. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, have notifications on. Hopefully you found this video informative, and if you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe, all of that jazz. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the videos. Until next time, peace.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're